Good morning, boys and girls. This is our first vocabulary for this week, and we heard this word in our story. The word is haul, and it means to pull or carry. Now, in Africa, this is how women carry things. I want you to think about them carrying those packages on their head, and I want you to think back to when we did our apple day, apples up on top, and you guys tried to walk across the room with those little apple bean bags on your head. Remember how hard that was? Well, look, they carry whole pots of water and vegetables and baskets on their head, and only one of those ladies is actually even holding on to that water jug right there. So they must have really good balance to do that. So I would like you to get a paper and pencil or crayons, and I would like you to write 3 things that you might haul or carry. 3 things that you might haul or carry. And you can pause the video for just a minute while you write those down, and when you come back, I will share what I have written with you. Okay. Are you ready to share? So I wrote 3 things that I have hauled or carried before. And I wrote that I have hauled wood, fruit, and that's fruit in a basket, and books. I hauled a lot of books home from our class library and put them on my front porch so that you guys could borrow them and have books to read. All right, that is our vocabulary word. Go ahead and check yours and pause the video if you need to. We are ready for our grammar lesson. And our grammar lesson today is on combining sentences. And we did this a couple of weeks ago. So I think that when you see it, you will remember. We took 2 sentences, 2 complete sentences, and we put them together and used a comma and a conjunction to combine them. Now, do you remember what a conjunction is? A conjunction are words like and or but that combine a sentence. Okay, so I can take 2 complete sentences and put them together. I can use a comma and conjunction to combine. Wangari lives in Kenya. Wangari goes to school. You could make that one sentence by saying Wangari lives in Kenya, comma, and she goes to school. Okay, and then you have one new sentence instead of using 2 small ones. You're actually getting rid of using the word Wangari twice in a row. And it just makes the sentence a little more interesting to read. So I'm going to take these down and show you our game. And we have and, but, and but. So that means that in our 4 sentences right here, 2 times we're going to use and 2 times we're going to use but. So I want you to read the sentence with me, and then I want you to decide whether we should use and or but to join the sentences together. Okay? So the first one says, I like cake. I do not like icing. Icing means the frosting on the cake. All right? So would you say, I like cake and I do not like icing? That wouldn't really make sense, right? Because one is like and one is do not like. So I think it would sound better to say, I like cake, but I do not like icing. So we're going to take one of our words that says but, and we're going to put it down here in between those 2 sentences. So now let's see what the sentence looks like. I like cake, period, but I do not like icing. What do we need to do to make that one sentence. Remember, we only use a period at the end of the sentence. You're right. We need to replace that with a comma. So we need to make that period into a comma, okay? I like cake, but I do not like icing. Well done. Okay, let's look at the next one. The dog plays, the cat sleeps. Would you say the dog plays and the cat sleeps? Or would you say the dog plays but the cat sleeps? Which one do you think sounds better? I agree. I think that that should be and. The dog plays and the cat sleeps. But there we have our period again, okay? So we want to get rid of our period, make it a comma. Can you see anything else that might need to be changed in that sentence? Should we have an uppercase letter here when it's not beginning a sentence? We left it here because this is the word I, and I is an important pronoun like our name, and so it always begins with an uppercase letter, right? But the should not be uppercase unless it's the beginning of the sentence, and it's not the beginning of the sentence anymore because we changed this to a comma and put a conjunction in there. So now it should read, the dog plays, and we need to cross that out and replace it with a lowercase t. The dog plays and the cat sleeps. Now we have our period. So Easton, did you see that? Easton likes to use his uppercase letters. I'm reminding him he needs to use a lowercase letter there, unless it's starting the sentence. Lots of you guys do that. I'm just playing with Easton because I know he gets on here and he watches my videos every day and he does all the assignments. So I know he's listening. So shout out to Easton. Oh, okay. So our next two sentences are actually going to be about our story, Wangari. This one says the women plant seeds, Wangari pays them money. So remember when the women, if they could keep their plant alive for 3 months, then Wangari would pay them for it. The women plant seeds, Wangari pays them money. So which sounds better? The women plant seeds, but Wangari pays them money? No, because the word but is kind of like instead of. Like I like cake, instead I don't like the icing, instead I like the cake, okay? So the women plant the seeds, instead Wangari pays them money? That does not make sense, does it? She did both. The women plant seeds and Wangari pays them money. So that's the conjunction that we should have there. The women plant seeds and Wangari pays them money. Okay, so let's look at that again and see what we need to fix. I'm going to move that over so that we can see our period. All right, we need to take out the period and make it a comma. The women plant seeds and Wangari pays them money. What about the W in Wangari? Should we make that lowercase? No, because it is her name, right? And everybody's names need to start with an uppercase letter. So we're going to leave that uppercase this time. Okay, let's go ahead and do our last one. I'm going to move this up a little bit so you can see it in the video. And our last sentence says, Wangari goes to jail, the women keep planting. Okay, so Wangari goes to jail and the women keep planting, or Wangari goes to jail but the women keep planting. Yes, the women keep planting anyway. Even though Wangari goes to jail, they showed their support by keeping planting the trees. And not only do they keep planting them, but other women from other cities come and get trees to plant also. So what do we need to fix on this one? Okay, we need to take off our period and put in a comma. What about the? Wangari goes to jail, comma, but the women keep planting. Should we make that a lowercase? Yes, it is not someone's name. It is not a proper noun. And it is not the beginning of a sentence anymore, so we want to make it lowercase. You guys did awesome on that. We're going to practice some more of those tomorrow. Have a great day.